Good afternoon and welcome. I am Dick Shadow, and this is the Jettisoned Lifepodcast, Season 2, Episode 2. And we've got a pretty stacked show for you today. So, without further ado, let me bring in my panel of esteemed wankers. I have, of course, as always, Christine, I have Zam, and I have Jason. And today we're going to be talking about, first of all, we have a hat trick of game delays. That's 3 game delays. 3 of the biggest releases of the year, all been delayed. So we're going to talk about that. Of course, we're going to talk about the Morbius trailer. Zam's going to take the lead on that one. I'm sure there's a lot to say about it. I kind of was like taken aback with something. So it's going to be an interesting one. We also have Taika Waititi possibly doing a Star Wars film or a trilogy or something. And, oh, no, wait, no, he's just been sacked by Kathleen Kennedy. Oh, well, never mind. Right, on to the next director. Just kidding. We also have delays or filming being suspended on the Winter Soldier and Falcon. And a bunch of other stuff I can't remember now because the list is really big. And, of course, we finish the show with Zam's top 5. So let's just jump straight into it. Christine, if you want to take the reins on Cyberpunk delays.
Look, I have mixed feelings about it. Like my first reaction was like, no! But then I was like, September, huh? That gives me time to upgrade my rig fully, and then I will be able to fully, immerse myself in this game. Yes. Yeah. Like, okay, the graphics card that I have is good. The rest of the system needs upgrading. Like, the graphics card is already upgraded, but I need new motherboard, I need new CPU, I need new RAM, and these take monies, and money don't grow on trees. And,
Indeed.
It needs time to happen. So I'm like, okay, that might be a blessing in disguise. Like, maybe they knew that I wouldn't be ready to fully upgrade till April. So they said, let's make it September.
That's it. They were thinking of you.
Give her a bit more time.
Yeah.
But the thing is that even though it's pushed back for like 5 months, the employees are still expected to work overtime on it. That's at least what...
There's no avoiding the crunch then.
Well, what they said is that they'll do whatever they can to avoid too much crunch, but there will be a lot of shit. But it's expected when we're talking about a game of that scale.
Yeah.
Like, and personally, take as much time as you need in order to give me a game up to the standards of CD Projekt, as I have, expected for all these years that I've been following them. So I'm good with it. I wish other companies would do that. Bethesda.
EA.
But yeah. What do y'all think?
Well, for me personally, look, from what I've seen of the game, again, I have my issues with the first person, but I think from the fans' perspective, I'm gutted for the fans that are really waiting for this game because it's yet another delay. And it's like you get into a situation where you have to cut yourself off from trying to add more things and doing more tweaks and all of that. I understand, they want a perfect game, but there does come a point where, like, enough is enough. Just perfect what you already have. Don't add more. Unless, and I state this massively, unless they're going to add some VR elements to it, in which case, oh yes, but they won't.
I don't think they would do that
for the fans.
I mean, at the moment, they're not even working on multiplayer yet. It's something that's going to be added later on. If they're going to do VR, it will be added later on. But here's the thing, though, that the release date is pushed close to the next gen consoles.
That's right.
I'm thinking that perhaps that's what they're trying to do, like
they're optimizing it for the next generation. Yeah,
Yes, because that would be, and it wouldn't make sense for them to release the PC version and not the console version. Like
yeah,
I hate it when people do that. Like
I
release
agree.
them all at once or not at all, bitch. Like get out of here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's fair on PC gamers to have to wait. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 just came out now on PC, and from what I've seen, some of the mods already are fantastic. So it's a shame they've had to wait this long. But I don't know, Jason, Sam, if you've got anything to say on Cyberpunk being delayed. Sam? No? Okay, Jason.
Sorry. My mic was muted. Um, when personally, when I initially saw the delay, I thought, well, that's nothing new. Big games, AAA games, which get announced early, tend to get delayed before it's supposed to come out. I've seen it all before. I also was thinking that probably this would piss the shit out of Chris, and it did. So yeah, I was right on both
Not
occasions.
really, it didn't.
Well, you
It
sounded
didn't piss
upset
me
by it,
off.
but fair enough.
No, it didn't piss me off. It inconvenienced me for a few seconds, but then I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. I can wait.
However you want to put it.
I can
Okay.
wait.
Okay. No problem.
Okay, let's go to the next one, which I don't
Alright.
care about.
Jason, you can take this one. Final Fantasy has been delayed only by a month, but it's still been delayed.
Yeah, I'm kind of on the same place with Chris on this one with Cyberpunk. I mean, I want it. Well, no, not really. Technically, I mean, if they're just getting some critiques and some little glitches and fixes, I'd rather them take the time to do it than to just release an incomplete product. So,
Okay. Well, normally fine, but this fucking game has been in development since the PlayStation 3. So to have yet another delay is just, I mean, when it comes to delay, nobody, I know this sounds crazy, but nobody beats Square Enix. They are the masters of delays. I mean, it took them God knows how long to do Kingdom Hearts 3.
well,
So-
and here's the thing about Kingdom Hearts 3 and Final Fantasy is that the director who was working on Kingdom Hearts 3 was transitioned over to Final Fantasy 7. So the reason
That's
why,
right.
so once Kingdom Hearts 3 was done, which I get it, like they took forever and a day to do Kingdom Hearts 3. Once Kingdom Hearts 3 was done, then they moved him over to Final Fantasy 7. And then that project actually got moving. And then we had to wait, a year and a half until it got there? So, I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying, and I mean you're right. Square Enix is the I mean, look at Avengers. Square Enix is the masters of delaying video games. Look at how long it took Final Fantasy 15 to come out. It was supposed to be like a spin-off of 13, and then it turned into Final Fantasy 15 because it's almost been 9 years or 8 years or however long it was. So we'll just make it 15. Which, truth be told, I enjoyed Final Fantasy 15, but at the same time, it was but it was just why is it taking and I know you're going to crucify me for this, Ginger, but why are we, when Assassin's Creed can come out with a game once a year, and I'm not saying that Final Fantasy should come out with a game once a year, clarifying, but when Assassin's Creed can come out with the game with a bit of modifications every year, why can they not get a game out every other year or every 3 years, like the Arkham games? Every single Arkham game besides Origins felt like a completely different game almost.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just why can't we get, I mean, look at Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's all those games were the same type of sprites, just with different stories. And I'm not saying we should do that, but I'm just saying why does it take 10 years to go from 13 to 15? And 14 was an online freaking game. It wasn't even a mainstay game. It was an online game. So
yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad, as I said, I mean, if they're actually doing something with this, I'm happy. But I mean, it's nowhere near the delay that Avengers and Cyberpunk had. So
I'm gonna punch you in your stupid face if you ever say anything like that about Cyberpunk ever again. I'm gonna take all those fucking bubbleheads behind you and I'm gonna shove them up your ass so far deep that you're gonna be spitting fucking bubbleheads for a month.
Cyberpunk.
I am so turned on right now.
Anyway,
Cyberpunk
on.
is a Duke Nukem ripoff.
Oh my god!
You wish.
No,
At least
I don't wish.
I would be glad to be insulted if you would know how to create an insult.
It is Duke
Jason
Nukem mixed with like Wolfenstein 3D levels of dumbassery. Okay, so
Final Fantasy is the
Jesus,
same
I love
game
it,
over and
I love
over.
it.
That's why it has different numbers after it. What the fuck are you talking about? Anyway,
it
Zam,
is not the same game over and over again. Each game is a different iteration.
Anything to add, Zam?
I see how it is there. Yeah, abusing your power because
This
you
is
don't like
not
the
a
rules.
democracy.
Yeah.
I came here to kick ass and say curva. And
I basically said my piece on Final Fantasy VII. I mean, as long as they're fixing it, I can wait a month. I feel bad for you guys who have to wait for your crappy games until like September. So
I've got to put on neither camp, by the way.
Man, I
don't give a fuck
can't
either way.
wait when Cyberpunk becomes Game of the Year and then Game of the Decade, so I can rub it on this fucker's face. Anyway, Zam, you were saying?
No, I'm just saying regarding both games, Cyberpunk and this game, don't give a fuck about either of them. I have nothing to add.
Okay,
Okay,
well, moving on to the
moving
next one, and
on.
I'll take this one because this one really pissed me off. Avengers, Square Enix again. Avengers has now been delayed by 5 months, and it's more likely, you know, they say the usual crap. Well, we're going to polish it, make sure it's all right for the customers, blah blah blah. Basically, when it first released, everyone was like, these character models look like shitty stunt doubles, which personally, I don't fucking care. I'm all about the gameplay, but that's what they said. And the memes were fucking hilarious, I have to admit. It was like a lot of Spaceballs stuff. You idiots! These are their stunt doubles. But it's been delayed. But I reckon it's also more to do with what you said, Christine, to be closer to the release of the next gen consoles. So maybe they're optimizing it for that reason as well. But it means that 3 of the biggest games that were due out on this side of the year, now we have to wait again to the fucking Christmas period, which is infuriating and means I have to sit there and play Red Dead Redemption 2 for another fucking 9 months.
Well, no, because
I got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, so I'm good.
I'm going to be playing another delayed game, but that will be released before, which is Bloodlines 2.
Final Fantasy VII, the remake.
April.
Who gives a fuck? I'm not gonna play that game. It's the art style doesn't agree with me. Okay, I can't stand this Asian style shit. Sorry.
Yeah, just like common sense.
I just can't. You know, I will be playing Bloodlines. I hope it will be good. I don't remember when it's coming out. Let me check real quick. It doesn't say. Oh well. But anyway, it's gonna be before Cyberpunk for sure. But yeah, I don't know what else is coming out this year. It's strong.
There's Ghost of Tsushima, which I'm really looking forward to, but again, that's not going to come out until probably September time. So really looking forward to that. That's by Sucker Punch Studios, who did the amazing Infamous games. There's a couple of other games. I just fucking forget.
It's Spider-Man, no?
You know what's interesting, Zam?
I don't think another Spider-Man game is coming out this year.
Zam, your glasses are giving reflection, so don't look down.
We can see your sausage.
Because you will be demonetized. We already have a shadow, Dick.
It's like somebody's got a thumb and they're doing that on the back.
This is so cool, man. How the fuck does this happen? It's so cool. Anyway, let's go about the cancelled shows. I haven't watched
I just want to add. Sorry, I never.
Okay, add.
I just want to add regarding Avengers. I never said anything. is that this is actually a hat trick of games. All three of you have a game that you're looking forward to. All of them getting delayed, and I don't give a fuck about any of them. Fan-fucking-tastic. Even with the Avengers game, I really wanted to have a feel for that game. It's just not lighting my fire. None of these fucking games are lighting my fire. But good luck to you guys. I hope you enjoy it when it comes out.
Well, suck a dick. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, with the Avengers game, I mean, you know, I'm kind of excited for this game. I do get everyone's concerns about like, oh, you captured their stunt doubles, and that's hilarious. But this isn't supposed to be based off the MCU, so I mean, but you know,
exactly. That's it was hilarious, but I don't get the outrage.
Yeah,
but,
no, I don't.
I agree. But the comparisons are going to be made because the MCU is making this the reason why people should want to get this, surely. So it swings and roundabouts, mate. You know, without the MCU, no one would give a fuck about this game. In comparison to,
you don't need the MCU for people to buy Marvel games.
Yeah, no,
they would have bought it anyway.
Maybe the sales.
To be fair to you, it will help with the sales for sure.
Yeah,
Dick Shadow approves.
Yeah, that's what I'm on about.
Okay.
Okay, can we move on to the thingy dings? Okay.
Yes.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I haven't watched either.
Well,
likewise.
Well, first of all, I'm just going to say, because it's a good chance to plug Mindhunter for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's a fantastic show. It's, in fact, one of the best shows of the last decade. It deals with the early days of trying to understand why serial killers did what they did. There was no term for serial killers back then. It was just like a behavioral science department of the FBI. And it's a slow burner. It's David Fincher, who's a masterclass in excellent slow burning films. But what made this film so great, apart from all the build-ups, was that it had the absolute best actors, not very well-known actors, but the very best actors and the most accurate portrayal of well-known serial killers. And that reason alone, aside from it being an amazing show, is worth seeing. However, David Fincher, the wanker, has got other projects. How dare he? So because of that, he's put the show on indefinite hiatus, meaning he doesn't know when he'll come back to it, so he can work on whatever other irrelevant garbage he's going to work on. And so now God knows when we're going to have to wait for the next season, which is infuriating for me in a first world problem sense. So there's that. Watchmen, I'm so fucking happy that Lindelof cut and run to go work on other projects, because like with everything Lindelof touches, eventually he would have ruined it. But that being said, Watchmen was garbage anyway. It's just treading the same old familiar, stupid identity politics ground that's been done and dusted a million fucking times. It's just a spin-off of the original Watchmen, and people loved it. They loved it. But I tried watching it. I was like, this is just CW levels of garbage. So thankfully that show's not coming back. Whereas Mindhunter might come back down the future. I know you guys haven't seen either shows, have you?
No.
Oh, that's it then. Let's move on. Morbius. Zam.
One sec. I have the trailer.
Please.
Give me a second to load the shit. Give me.
Okay, you do that.
We have excellent. We have excellent levels of professionalism here because we're let me load the trailer.
Greek Orthodox priest, did you see that? Well, Eastern Orthodox.
I love that actor though, who played Moriarty in Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a few who played Moriarty in the Sherlock Holmes, mate. Which one are you on about?
The movie with Robert Downey Jr.
The Downey Jr. one, yeah.
Oh, Richard Harris's son. I forgot his first name. He was also in Lost in Space, the movie. He played the young Will Robinson. He played an older Will Robinson in that film.
That's it.
I forgot the name of the actor. But yeah, this is This is the Morbius trailer. As you can see, Jared Leto is having a more subdued performance this time around. He's not going batshit crazy, excuse the pun, playing the Joker. He's going more fucking Bruce, man. The version of it, I guess. And look at all these fucking things coming at him, trying to sort his shit out. But when I was watching this trailer, I was just watching a trailer, just seeing, if the film was going to be any good. And I saw a couple of reviews of the trailers, and they're pointing out some of the Easter eggs in this trailer, which you will see. I mean, here's some of them right now, really, like the film, the studios that brought you these Spider-Man films as well as Venom. Maybe they should have left that one out, personally.
Yeah, well, the only reason those movies were popular was
Sony,
because of the MCU.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Sony are riding Marvel's fucking coattails hardcore, and you see it in this trailer. All the fucking good shit Marvel's doing, they want fucking to be associated with that hardcore with this shit. You'll see a fucking poster of Spider-Man. Look, there is Murderer, associating that with him being the person who killed fucking Quentin Beck. You've got at the end of this trailer, you'll see Adrian Toomes' Vulture character played by Michael Keaton. He was also in the first Spider-Man movie. So you can see that they want to associate themselves with the MCU with this film. Hardcore. And they're riding on their coattails. Hardcore. Shame on you, Sony. Shame on you. I'm disgusted by you. That's what I have to say to that.
I mean, whatever works,
so
man.
Is this MCU?
If this means...
Like, I don't think it is. So it's like...
No, it's not. It's Sony.
No,
But,
it's not part of the MCU, dude. But the point is that they own Adrian Toomes because he's a Spider-Man villain. They're using that. They got that picture of Spider-Man with the murderer on it and stuff. They want them to. They want this film to look like it's part of the MCU. They're doing their very best with those Easter eggs.
But here's the most hilarious part about it: the image that they're using for the poster, is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. It's like you can't even get the right Spider-Man on your freaking poster. Like, is this in the Tobey Maguire universe? Is he going to show up now? I hope to God not.
No,
but
it won't happen.
What nailed it for me was Vulture, Adrian Toomes. I mean,
they have said. Haven't they said that Tom Holland is going to be in the Sony movies, or there's going to be a crossover with Venom or something? So
this is the
it's not like a finalized divorce between Marvel and Sony Studios. I think that they're going to work it out and make it work somehow. Probably
no. I'm not saying
timelines or whatever.
I'm not saying that, Chris. I'm not talking about a divorce at all, man. I'm just saying that
here's
this film is not part of the MCU.
Of course it's not.
To make it seem it.
But
they're doing what they can by using certain characters who are part of the MCU. Adrian Toomes is part of the MCU, and they're using him because they own him. They're using that character in this film, Michael Keaton and all, as well as the murderer on Spider-Man as well, associating that with killing Mysterio.
Well, and here's what's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen, and I don't know if you guys are familiar with Dragon Ball lore, but a lot of there's always people in the Dragon Ball community who are like, oh, the manga's canon, the anime's canon, and you're going to get people who are going to say, oh, regarding Spider-Man, oh, Sony is canon. So anything that happens in this movie, they're going to be like, oh, it's canon to the MCU because Vulture's in it, Tom Holland makes a cameo in it, and it's like. But then you've got like the MCU. If they ever contradict that, it's like, what's canon? And it's like, I hate the word canon, but at the same time, they have a point. It's almost like you either have to take it or leave it all. Like you either have to take what like Vulture showing up and everything. I mean, I would almost rather leave everything that happens. I'm going to pretend that it's an alternate universe Vulture. It is not the MCU universe at all until it is canon. Like until
yeah, fair enough.
And until Vulture mentions and is in another MCU movie and mentions meeting Morbius, I'm just gonna write it off as just the Sonyverse, and it's a totally different Vulture that, you know, and even though all the events of Homecoming happened, you know, it's just this stupid plot hole shit that, you know, CW gets into sometimes, and that's, you know, really I like the CW shows, but some of that plot hole shit with the different universes sometimes is just hard to follow, and that's why I'm like, either take it all or leave it. So that's my with this Morbius and everything, and Vulture being in it, and Tom Holland showing up, I'm like, I'm just leaving it and until the MCU canonizes it.
I'm thinking that it's part of a new deal that we don't know about. That's going to reveal itself down the line.
You think that Morbius is in the MCU then?
I think either he's going to be in the MCU so they could tie him in with Blades, which would be like the big ooh moment.
That would be cool.
Or there's going to be some kind of thing where Sony can still use like Marvel's Spider-Man characters in their films, even Spider-Man, but kind of keep it separate. Maybe one of those two things. But I'm thinking that the big oh shit moment is going to be the Morbius and Blade. The reason I say that is because there's not a lot of buzz. People aren't that ecstatic about Phase 4, which I think is stupid because I'm very chuffed about it, especially with the multiverse stuff and the Eternals and that. But a lot of people just they just seem like, and I'm talking fanboys here, they just seem a bit deflated about Phase 4, which I don't know why personally, but I think this might be the big one that Morbius shows up in the Blade film or something like that. But it's pure speculation on my part. I don't know what to make of it. I found it confusing as hell that Tombs.
Yeah, just to counter. To counter that, James, Blade is a Marvel. It's not about Sony as well for a start. So it's, you know, just to intertwine that, it's going to be pretty complicated. Plus, they have to hope that this
film say that again.
Makes it. This is probably Jared Leto's last chance at a meeting.
No,
Blade is not owned by Sony for a start. So just to get this, Blade is not owned by Sony.
I know that. That's why I said that the big reveal, the big ooh, what the hell kind of thing might be Morbius showing up in the Blade film.
I'm just thinking a little bit differently. They have to hope this film banks for a start because it's a Sony movie at the end of the day. It's not part of the MCU. If it's shit and Jared Leto is just not worthy of being a leading actor, then it's not going to go anywhere, unfortunately. And then this idea of Blade probably won't materialize. But it's Sony in the day. I mean, they have to go down this route. I mean, they haven't really, you know, regarding Venom. I mean, Venom hasn't really been immersed in the MCU yet. They're making a sequel, but is he part of the MCU yet? No, he isn't. You know, as much as we might think he is, but this, as far as I'm concerned, is just a cheap shot by Sony. You know, they're just capitalizing because their films are shit.
Why do we have a problem with them existing in two separate universes? Like, I don't care. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Venom. It wasn't magnificent or great, but I enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna enjoy Morbius too because I like vampires and Jared Leto is a snack. So.
Jared Leto looks like a hobo. I hate Jared Leto.
You look like a hobo. He doesn't look like a hobo. He's a fucking asshat, but I mean, look at him.
Oh,
so pretty.
Because the first rule of getting away with looking at that trailer is be hot.
Controversy aside, this film doesn't look that great either, by the way. I mean, there was a cracking shot of Morbius at the end of the trailer. Very comic book like, but does it look like a good film? It's an origin story. All the action is going to be pretty much at the end. It's going to follow the same origin story tropes of him fucking having to go through his shit, probably losing his relationship, understanding his powers, and then being the fucking badass at the end.
I don't care. It's a vampire. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, whatever.
It's that simple for me, you know.
Yeah, I know, but you're one-dimensional. Like if a vampire, you're gonna like it either way, so don't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
speaking of vampires. Did you watch Dracula? We're gonna do the thing tomorrow.
I'm going to watch it first episode after this stream.
Keep in mind
And
that
we're
it's
gonna do
going
a-
to
a
be
thing tomorrow.
around 8 hours of watching because it's about hour and a half per episode. It's
No,
3
it's only
episodes.
3 episodes, 1.5 hours an episode. No,
Yeah. So anyway, if
That's not
Sam
a
doesn't
game.
fuck up, people, tomorrow we're gonna be doing a review of the Dracula show from Netflix. Just putting this out there so you all know, and you all can come and check it out with us. So anything else about Morbius? Okay.
No, I'm done.
Let's move on to the other delay.
Yes. Well, Falcon and Winter Soldier, they've suspended filming because there was a massive earthquake in Puerto Rico last week.
Earthquakes.
Earthquakes
Plural. Yeah.
in Puerto
It's
Rico
pretty bad. Yeah, it's pretty
last
bad.
week. And yeah, I just saw quickly a video after Zan mentioned about it. It's very bad out there. And they said the likelihoods are probably move filming locations from Puerto Rico to somewhere else. So yeah, God, don't know how long that's going to delay everything. I mean, they said the death toll's only been one person so far, so there's one small mercy in that. But yeah, my heart goes out to Puerto Rico. Have been absolutely fucked in the ass by the
Yeah.
US government. So
Especially
And-
being a U.S. territory,
Yeah.
like, we are not doing enough to help them.
no, not at all. No,
I think
No,
they,
they-
I think they get
they
more.
and Greece are the poster countries / island for how shitty neoliberalism is, just sucking them dry and leaving them with nothing, kind of thing. Especially Puerto Rico, poor bastards.
Well, they just need to become a state, and then there's more accountability.
Yeah, well, they won't allow them to because they like to exploit them and hit them with high loans that they can't pay back and bleed them dry with vulture capitalism.
This
Anyway.
is a fucking nerd show. Stop the politics. I
Yeah,
agree,
politics
but
is
Can we
nerdy.
get back to Falcon and Winter Soldier?
But that's it, really. I mean, I ain't got anything else to say, Zam.
I'm really gutted because I'm really looking forward to this. So I'm up. Yeah, I'm a bit upset by this, but hopefully they can maybe film some other scenes and whilst they find another location and get this show on the road, because apparently this particular show was supposed to come out near the end of this year, and
Well, this was
regarding
supposed to
Disney
be-
Plus, they're not gonna. They're like, this was supposed to be the first Marvel show, but now I think WandaVision's going to probably take front and center. And I'm looking forward to that too, simply because where it leads into Doctor Strange 2 and
Yeah,
all of the
I can't wait
craziness
for
that goes with it.
WandaVision.
So,
Yeah.
eventually this show's going to be done. I'm very much looking forward to it. I can't wait. I can't wait. Falcon Winter Soldier. I really can't wait for that one.
Yeah. But,
yeah, it's gonna be
both
good.
actors are fantastic. So, yeah, I'm happy for them. Hopefully, it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more concerned about like the Falcon and Winter Soldier being delayed sucks, but it's like there's more pressing things going on down there than a movie or a show being delayed.
No, I agree.
Yeah. Totally agree, dude.
But that was actually going to be my question. Is I mean,
I agree with you there.
WandaVision is now, because they did move up the release date for WandaVision because of everything going on. So I'm guessing they're gonna. Now, here's my hope is that they don't rush WandaVision, because if Falcon and Winter Soldier is delayed and then WandaVision's been moved up, I mean, hopefully it's going to be done right, because WandaVision wasn't supposed to come out until spring of next year.
That's
It was
right.
supposed to come out right before Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And then obviously WandaVision leads into Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm kind of like, I'm hoping that this, and I mean, I would much rather them delay everything and it be good than them, kind of flip-flop in. I mean, if they can make it work, and I figure Marvel would make sure it works before they release it. Like, if it's not looking good or if it's not finished, they wouldn't release it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a panic move by Disney because subscriptions did drop quite dramatically after Mandalorian.
Well, that's because fucking Mandalorian. I mean, here's the thing though, the content, and I'll get into Disney Plus just a small little bit, but it's like they had nothing lined up after Mandalorian.
Mm-hmm.
Like nothing. Like Mandalorian hit, and they're just like, oh, we'll just ride the coattails of this for like And it's like, no, like that's why I was always so weird about like, or when they made the announcements, they said Mandalorian's dropping in the beginning, and then Falcon and the Winter Soldier was like next fall, and it's like, what? Like, what? Okay, so you have no Marvel content coming. Like, even if they, even if they did What If, and they did that as a weekly series, like right after Mandalorian was over. The one thing about DC Universe that they did right is that they had everything lined up. You do not go a week without new content on that, and sometimes you even have two things, two pieces of new content when Young Justice and other stuff was on. So even if you didn't like Swamp Thing or if you didn't like Doom Patrol, there was other stuff on there. So
exactly.
Disney Plus, and I mean, I get it. Like, there's other new content. There's Goldblum, and there's all these Encore, and there. But you know what? You really marketed heavy to the Star Wars fans and the Marvel fans. Like all that Encore bullshit and all that, the Imagineering story, which actually I enjoy, but still, like, that's not going to keep me engaged. Right now on Disney Plus, besides watching nostalgia stuff, there is nothing on there for the next couple months that's going to keep, like, if I wasn't such a mark for some of this stuff, I don't blame people right now for canceling their subscription. I would, if I didn't have other stuff I wanted to watch on it. So I don't blame people for canceling because there's nothing there for like Star Wars and Marvel fans.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I know it's early days and all of that, but when you're on the magnitude of Disney, you need to have things in place, especially like you said, what you were selling the product on, and to not have it in place is daft. Like for me, Winter Soldier and Falcone should have been on now if they were able to. Maybe they obviously weren't able to because of Endgame and things like that, but just saying it should have been now playing. But Christine is having technical problems with her mic and that. So Zam, you got anything? Oh no, you said, didn't you? Yeah, you said you were gutted. Okay, we can move on to I think it's Taika Waititi.
Let's talk Crisis, man. Taika Waititi, okay.
Yeah.
No, Taika Waititi's fine.
Is possibly doing the banner might not change because of Christine's having technical difficulties. But Taika Waititi is possibly being scouted to do a Star Wars film. Now, look, personally, I'm in two minds about this. I'm a huge Waititi fan. Way before he even touched blockbusters, I've been a huge fan of his for decades. And because I'm a hipster. No, but like his films, like he recently just did Jojo Rabbit, and that was such a good film. So his films in his own little world are fantastic. However, I fucking despised Thor Ragnarok with a passion. It's not my Thor. I didn't like the film. That being said, the visuals on it were amazing. I can't lie. His episode of Mandalorian, we did pick apart because it had, I personally thought it had amazing action scenes, but there was a lot of like, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that kind of thing? So there was a lot of like silliness in there. So I'm in two minds about Star Wars. If he's not allowed to do the ad-libbing stuff, I think it can be good. That being said, I'll take it over to you guys. Zam, thoughts?
On Taika Waititi doing Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, this is the sort of stuff I want to see. Like, I heard a rumor that Quentin Tarantino might do a Star Trek. This is the sort of shit I like to fucking see and hear about. But it makes you wonder what spin are they going to do? I want fucking John Woo to do fucking Star Wars one day. You know what I mean? Imagine fucking some geezer, some Han Solo wannabe coming out with twin blasters. Boo, boo, boo. Yeah, man. So regarding Taika Waititi, I know he's going to put his comical edge on it. I know we're going to get more scenes like the opening scene of Episode 8 with the scout troopers and stuff like that. And I'm totally fine with that. Maybe he'll put more of a slice of life scenarios in Star Wars. Maybe it won't be this grand epic. Maybe a bit more of a grounded episode. I wouldn't mind that. A grounded movie. I mean, personally, I think he should stick to doing some more TV episodes first. But he's already kind of established himself in Star Wars by making that film. Sorry, by making Episode 8. So he's got his foot in there already. But yeah, if I got anything more to say, I'll let you know.
Yeah, Jason?
I mean, I agree with you guys 100%. They need to give, like, the problem with some of these directors, not the problem with them, but like the problem with Star Wars combining these directors is that you get like Rian Johnson, you get Taika Waititi, and you get these people that you know, like with Thor, like honestly, like with Thor, if they would have done an Eternals movie, like maybe if Taika would have done the Eternals movie, and I haven't seen Eternals, but it's like if you give directors like Rian Johnson and Taika Waititi an open playground and let them do, like, don't attach it to like one of the core Avengers, don't attach it to one of the episodic Star Wars, because you have to make that vanilla. I'm sorry, you do, in order to make fans happy. But like with Guardians of the Galaxy and Mandalorian, if you give these people an open toy box and say, what do you want to do? I mean, we could probably get a bomb-ass IG-88 movie out of Taika Waititi. You know what I mean? Like, or, that's the first thing that came to my mind. But I mean, there's so much that he could probably do. I mean, you could do like a kind of like, if, let's say, if Solo was, instead of being bogged down by Han Solo, let's say they change the main characters and then they turn it into like an Ocean's 11 type thing. Like Taika Waititi could do some oddball out in the middle of the Outer Rim freaking oddball movie. You take some obscure character, and you know what? Honestly, I would mark out if like the main character of it was like a Gungan. So I don't know. I just think that, I think Taika Waititi, if you give the directors like that their own thing to play with and you have an open field, I think it can be very successful. But the thing I didn't like about Thor Ragnarok, as Ginger said, as Dick Shadow said, is that you're kind of limited, because not only did Taika Waititi have to take the Thor that whole Ragnarok thing, which I think he did a good job with the Ragnarok part. But then he also had to put his comedy in there. And I feel like that was a bad mix. Now, if he did Thor Ragnarok and then they decided to do Thor Love and Thunder and then give it to Waititi, and then he's like, I'm going to take Thor in a different direction. But like my issue is like, you got like the antithesis, I think that's the right word, for like Thor Ragnarok of how I feel about that movie is when Surtur's destroying Asgard, and then you got fucking what's his face, the character that Waititi played. He's like, oh, this place may be destroyed. We will rebuild. And it's like everybody's watching their fucking home planet being destroyed by a fucking fire god. And like Waititi's just like, oh, nope, those foundations are gone now. And it's like,
Exactly.
And so, I feel like if you give them their open playground, they can do amazing things. That's it. I'm done.
Yeah. Well, I agree, Zam. I think it's spot on there.
I think Zam already went.
I know. I'm just saying, if you've got anything to say, add to what you said.
Oh,
No, I'm fine. I'm just looking forward to it. I mean, I just want to quickly, as we're talking a bit of Star Wars, I just want to quickly also add that, regarding Gungans, there are rumors about Jar Jar Binks maybe being in Obi-Wan, and there is rumors regarding the High Republic as well.
Mm.
Yeah,
how Ginger feels
regarding
about
Obi-Wan, Jar Jar Binks might be being.
That probably came from
Sorry?
We Got This Covered, and I doubt it very much.
Well,
Orlando Jones has.
I didn't get it from them because I think.
Yeah, but the guy that played, yeah, exactly. But the guy that played Jar Jar's landed himself in some serious shit with something. So the likelihood is no. Nah.
Yeah, but it's not like his voice can't be.
In which case, hey.
You know what? I would love to see Jar Jar Binks in Obi-Wan. I would love to see that. I really would.
Getting killed.
I want him to turn out to be the main villain of Obi-Wan.
I'll take that. Listen, if you're going that fucking batshit crazy, I'm game.
Make him the Sith Lord that everybody wants him to be.
Lord.
No, it won't work because
Palpatine's
because
apprentice.
we hear Jar Jar Binks saying we are free at the end of Return of the Jedi when we pan over Naboo at the end of Return of the Jedi in the special edition. We are free. So no, that won't work.
Yeah. Damn.
Because Obi-Wan is set before Return of the Jedi, obviously.
Yeah.
Set before New Hope.
The good thing with excuse me. The one thing I'm looking forward to with Obi-Wan is that it's directed by Deborah Chow, who did the best 2 episodes on Mandalorian. So can't wait to see what she does with an entire series. That's going to be interesting. Right, that being said about Jar Jar, moving on to the next subject, which I can't remember.
Yeah, just also regarding Deborah Chow.
Yeah.
Sorry, James. Just want to add to Deborah Chow that she brought she brought tension to those episodes, real tension. You know what I mean? And I really want to have that tension in the Obi-Wan series, and I hope she brings that too.
100%. Yeah.
Joe, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we can hear you now, Chris.
Finally.
Yes, Chris.
My life.
God damn it! The virus I sent didn't work. It was supposed to keep you
It wasn't a virus. It was Birdie being a ding dong.
Well, I don't care about Birdie hitting you with his ding dong. What's that got to do with the microphone? Yeah,
whatever.
Woohoo, my food is here.
What's
what's the next subject, Sam? I forgot. You said it.
Next subject? I think we covered
Crisis.
The crisis
on Infinite Earth.
Oh, okay. Go for it, guys.
Whatever the fuck that is.
You saw that as well, didn't you, Ginge? Did you see it all?
No, I saw a bunch of clips. And
I thought you were into the CW crossovers.
Okay, man. I'm into the crossovers, but I didn't see it. I just saw the reviews and people weren't impressed, and I saw a bunch of clips and I was like, oh dear God. So
yeah, I binged it because I'm not working today. I binged it yesterday night before I went to bed, and I ended up watching it maybe about 2 in the morning. I was really pissed off. I stayed up that late, but nevertheless, I was really disappointed with this crossover. Initially, it felt pretty great. There was so many fucking Easter eggs of various types. You saw Burt Ward having a little cameo. You saw Vicky Vale's Kim Basinger's colleague in the Batman film, the reporter. He's in it as well. You see so many things. They even replay when Clark Kent was as a baby, when he was a baby, Kal-El as a baby, and he's been put into a pod and sent off. Well, on Argo, where the surviving Kryptonians are, Superman's there, and that planet's about to be destroyed, and they have Superman and baby in a pod, to be sent off into space. It was fucking history repeating itself. It was so funny, so many cool little Easter eggs like that. But then the meat of the fucking show starts, and they try to put the plot together, and you could tell that the writers had no fucking idea how to get all these characters involved and have a decent story. They had no idea. And they had this thing about paragons. Oh my God. I was like, the most stupidest thing ever. Like, these guys are like the paragon, the paragon of courage, the paragon of honor, the paragon of the paragon. You know what I mean? It's fucking useless. It's the most stupidest thing ever. There were some good moments in it, but the action was awful. They had these fucking bad guys, like these henchmen bad guys who were basically the fucking Dementors from fucking Harry Potter. They look like them. I mean, honestly, it was on fucking, and they're fighting these fucking spirity things. They're not doing any combat fighting on the ground or anything like that. They're just things. The action was so bad. And there's no combining their abilities, like when you see Thor and Captain America doing some shit together, Thor would hit fucking Captain America's shield and he'll go flying, and you don't see any of those sort of combos in this. None of that. You want to see these fucking superheroes combine. Like there was in the previous crossover, Cisco created a fucking Bob fucking Oliver Queen to jump through, the guy from Flash and the guy from fucking Arrow combining their powers. You want to see that fucking shit, and it wasn't in this fucking crossover. The action was so bad. It was so bad. The villains were bad. The henchmen were bad. The story was bad. The fucking MacGuffins were bad. Everything was bad. I fucking was so disappointed with this, but I've loved every other previous fucking crossover. But it did end on a good note. I'll give it that. It did end well. But I'm not talking about the killing of the bad guys and shit like that. Just the end, like the epilogue part of it. That ended really well. There's some nice bits. Then I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I'm sorry. You can see how obviously I'm a passionate fucking nerd when it comes to this shit. I'm really disappointed by this fucking shit. This shit shouldn't be fucking happening. I expected so much better, but it's been good in the past. Roberto, what are you gonna say?
Sorry, James. Well, I honestly think it was really bad that they fucked this up so badly. I have because again, from what I've seen, I haven't seen anything positive on it apart from like one or two little bits. And given how big the event was, it's really bad that they fucked it up so badly. So yeah, Jason, your thoughts?
I thought it was a solid B. I know you guys probably disagree with me, but whatever, I don't care anymore. I mean, I do agree but that the action could have been a little bit better. The only thing I would have changed is like there should have been two different type of Dementors, whatever you want to call them. I don't remember what they're called now. There should have been one. Like they should have had the flying ones, and then they should have had ground soldiers, so that the people who actually were like hand-to-hand combat had something to do, because I mean, they were fighting things flying around, and it's like, I think there should have been some that had legs and running around and actually fighting hand.
All I have to say is, look at Jason trying to pretend that he doesn't care about our approval.
I really don't. But no, I get slightly offended when you guys don't respect my opinions. This one up here.
Oh, he's offended.
Christine doesn't respect anyone's opinion, so
yeah, I know.
Don't worry about it.
As Dr. Psycho said, that's why she's a fucking
does the queen care about the opinions of peasants?
So anyway, I did like the ending, as Sam said. I mean, it's about time. I mean, I like seeing Brandon Routh as Superman again. I do like that they actually progressed his character. Yeah, I didn't like in the end when they made him like back to Christopher Reeves style of Superman. Like they basically fixed his universe. I feel like that they really shouldn't have fixed anything. I do like that Earth 38 and Black Lightning's Earth are now combined, but it's like there's plot holes there where it's like,
yeah, I like that too. I like how they did it.
But it's like the whole Flashpoint thing from the Flash. So Supergirl has always been on Earth Prime with the Flash. There's so many plot holes there, and I know it's not worth going back and looking into it, but it's just like I'm almost tempted to do a top 10 plot holes the Earth Prime created. Why wasn't Supergirl here? What was the Flash doing when this happened on Supergirl's Earth? I mean,
no, but they recreated. Actually, Roberto, I don't want to defend this shit because it is bollocks. But they actually, Oliver Queen, when he died, one of the last things he did as a Spectre was. I'm sorry, I'm giving away loads of spoilers here. I do apologize. Spoilers. When he fucking died, he recreated all the multiverse again, but he merged. But so people have always thought. So he's merged it. He's merged everything. Like people are clueless. Like what's her name? Kara's sister, the DEA agent. She has no idea that Lex Luthor's a fucking dickhead. She thinks he's the greatest guy on the planet. Because because people who are not paragons don't know any better, and that's John Jones. That's when John Jones was touching. John Jones was a paragon, so he was touching people and making them realize the truth. He was putting their memories back. Remember, so those bits were resolved, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, what? But I mean, okay, no,
all I heard was touching Johnson's.
Yeah, you would. No, I mean, no. There's a whole bunch of other plot holes there, though, because why didn't John Jones just touch? But why did John Jones did he ever? I don't remember. Did he ever redo Alex's brain? Because I don't think he ever did. Right?
No, but that might happen. Look, I haven't watched the updated episodes of Supergirl, but I've stopped watching the CW now. But I did make an effort for the Crisis though, but I have no idea. But that could still happen, you know. It hasn't done yet, but it could still happen. That's just he can do it. He has done it to certain people.
That's just lazy writing to keep him on the show. Like they want him now because everybody thought he was dead and a criminal or whatever. I think they thought he was dead, and it's like, oh, now he's back, and you know what he's going to be? He's going to be the president of the CW Arrowverse. That's what they're building this up to. He's going to be the president of the United States in the CW verse. That's exactly what they're building towards now that his approval ratings are up and everything. Like,
it makes sense, though.
Hero.
He has to.
And he has power.
He has to, by the way. He has to, by the way.
No, stop. Like, that's why I don't like the whole Lex Luthor thing in Supergirl. I mean, I just was much more fan of the whole.
Really chuffed that John Cryer played Lex Luthor.
No, I like him.
I love the fact that John Cryer is Lex Luthor because I thought he would. No, because he was Lenny Luthor in Superman 4. He was Lex Luthor's nephew in Superman 4. So
was he?
Seeing him playing Lex Luthor now for real.
That's
yeah.
Great. Ah, didn't know that.
John Cryer.
God.
So to see him play actually, I mean, this is the guy from 2.5 Men.
I know. He's a great actor.
He's doing a role I never thought he would do. He's playing a.
I don't have a problem with him being Lex Luthor. I just have a problem with the way he's being used in the show. I thought the season 4 of Supergirl, the villains were really good, but Lex Luthor was not utilized very well, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I do agree with you there. Like, he just went on this sort of Joker sort of tangent where he just grabbed the Book of Destiny and started killing off fucking Superman. Lex Luthor grabbed the Book of Destiny and went on a tirade and started killing off Superman in other in parallel universes.
And he didn't even
hate Superman that much. He fucking went on a parallel universe.
Yeah, that's mental.
So what the fuck? And then then he came across Tom. Sorry,
Spellings. Yeah.
Sorry, Roberto.
Oh, but he didn't even kill his Superman. Like, what kind of storytelling?
I know that.
If he killed the CW versus Superman, and then Supergirl had to step up and be the main super person, like the Superwoman, Supergirl, whatever. Like, I mean, now you've got Superman and Supergirl sitting at the Justice League table. Honestly, let me finish.
Superman being killed off, man. No way. Permanently, no way. But look, what I liked was that when they I want to just stick with the story here. When they went and they saw, is it Tom Welling, and they met Tom Welling's Clark Kent, and there he is chopping fucking wood, and he's using both hands, and he's breaking a sweat, and fucking Lex Luthor tries to kill this particular Superman, and he brings out the kryptonite, and it doesn't fucking work. And you know why, Ginger?
Yeah, he lost his powers.
He gave up his powers.
Oh,
how the hell does that work?
He gave up his powers.
How the fuck did you do that?
He gave up his powers.
Yeah, but that's my.
We've seen it in Superman too.
Good ending for Smallville, because Smallville was utter garbage anyway.
I didn't like when he did that.
I never liked Smallville. Every fucking season they're teasing, this is going to be the season where he's going to finally be Superman. No, it's going to be the end of this season. He'll finally be Superman. At the end of this season, he'll finally be. Oh, fuck yourself, man. You know what I mean? I'm fed up of waiting
for Tom Welling's Superman, because that was utter garbage.
Yeah. Okay, then. Are we done?
Oh, I could go on for a while, but I'll probably just say.
I just want to also add, like, what I want to say. I just wanted to say, like, it ended, like I said, with the epilogue ending. It ended very satisfying because, like, the Earths of all these CW shows, they're all merged now. It showed off the other Earths as well, Ginger, as being part of the multiverse. It showed off the Titans Earth. It showed off Doom Patrol. showed off Swamp Thing. These are all part of the multiverse. He showed all these other DC shows as being part of the multiverse. And obviously, there's that famous scene with Ezra Miller, and Barry Allen meeting each other for a minute. But that was some sort of weirdness. I don't know if I appreciated that scene. Else did. Very, very short. How did you find that scene, Roberto?
I thought it was fine. I just think its placement in the episode was weird. I think it should have been a post-credit tag.
I like Ezra Miller though. I have to admit, he made me laugh. You want a selfie, bro? Like that. He showed you that they're both Barry Allen, but he's more of a you see like Allen is a confident man. You know what I mean? Whilst this Barry Allen is still in the shell. They're so different. I like that aspect of it as well. But after all of that, we got the Justice League bit where Barry Allen shows off this new table, and it's got all their symbols around on the seats, and that made me really happy. They're Justice Leaguing the fuck out of this, and I have to be honest with you, I love that ending. That was really satisfying, really fucking satisfying. I geeked out. I geeked the fuck out. I think about goddamn fucking time, man. About goddamn fucking time. What did you guys think of that ending, Roberto?
I thought it was great. We should have done a whole freaking review on this at this rate.
Yeah, you should.
We should have done a separate video.
Going and on and on and on about this shit.
Sorry, I apologize. That's why I'm ending it.
Yeah, could have definitely done a good a whole video on that.
Yeah, I apologize.
Yeah,
that's all right.
Bums.
Doesn't matter. Just
I apologize. I'm sorry.
Let's move on to the top
all right,
five,
let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah, we're moving on. Let me get the shit set up here so I can do
again professionalism.
Shut up.
Because we need to announce that we're prepping this shit. Oh,
go.
Hey, how you doing? You looking at me?
Yes.
There's nobody here. You have to be looking at me. Today's top 5 is top 5 Italian American actors, and I really had to work on this list because there were so many good ones. Really, there was so many good ones, but this is my top 5, and we're going to start off with the one that you want. Oh, you're the one that I want. Ooh, you're John Travolta, and
he's Italian.
John Travolta has had a yeah, John Travolta. I put John Travolta in the same sort of category as someone like Nick Cage, some sort of weirdo actor.
He's fucking Scientologist, man.
Sorry?
He's a Scientologist.
I know he's a Scientologist.
Weird.
It's funny they're sort of funny enough because they've had a parallel career since then. But they do stupid roles at times, and Battlefield Earth being the one that sticks out in my mind. He's had some great films as well. This is a film I did like, which I think is shit now, which is Broken Arrow. But obviously, he's done the legendary Pulp Fiction, and I don't think he's done anything better since. Totally true. If you think about his filmography after that, but he's done, he's still done some good films. I guess. You think about it. I mean, he done Get Shorty, but it wasn't better than Pulp Fiction. Come on. You know what I mean?
Get Shorty is a fucking awesome film.
So
I prefer it to Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, no doubt. John Travolta, Christine, what you got to say about John Travolta?
He has a butt chin. I don't know. I'm not crazy about him. I'm like indifferent about John Travolta. I like him in Pulp Fiction. I can't think of any other movies where he was really good at off the top of my head.
Grease.
I mean, I've never watched Grease. Well, he did that. I don't know, man. I don't remember what he's done.
I don't know, man.
Like, come on.
All right, then. All right.
Look, of all the
Let's talk to
Italian
another
actors, this is the one that got in the top 5.
Roberto, he's number 5 anyway. Roberto, what are you going to say about John Travolta? Roberto?
Oh, sorry, I had a lag on my internet. Yeah, I mean, John Travolta's okay. I mean, I've seen him. I mean, Face Off and Pulp Fiction, and I mean, you know, he was in the Punisher movie, which I kind of enjoyed him in that movie. He was a little weird. It was kind of like, you know, he was in Michael, the one where
Kevin was in that movie too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's John Travolta. Like, I mean, I liked him in Pillar, what is it, 123 or 132 or whatever that stupid movie was. I actually thought he was as good as a bad guy in that movie. I don't know. I mean, whatever. He's John Travolta. Moving on.
Ginge?
I do like John Travolta. I like him a lot. He's just made some really stupid career choices. Like Grease is like one of the only musicals that I actually like. Grease and the sequel. He was great in that. You got the Look Who's Talking films, which the first one is a guilty pleasure of mine. Michael and Phenomenon, two very underrated films that I really liked of his. Face Off is fucking fantastic.
Oh yeah, Face Off. Yeah.
I said Face Off.
Huh?
Face Off a million times.
Yeah, Jason did say to
yeah, that just proves Chris don't listen to me.
Exactly.
Well, I'm sorry, you have an annoying voice.
Maybe that's why you're an uneducated swine.
And I don't remember my lack of but yeah, I like him, you know, but he's made some daft career choices, sadly. But he's been in some of my favorite films of the 90s. So yeah, that's it. Let's move on because my food's getting cold. It's probably cold now anyway.
You can eat on camera.
Number four is, you know, this guy might, for some people, this guy should be way up further in the list, but I put him at number 4. Is Al Pacino. What do you guys think of Al Pacino? I'll start off with you, Ginge.
He's fine. He's not an actor that's blown me away. In fact, it wasn't until The Irishman where I was actually blown away by an Al Pacino performance. Scarface is a film I do not like. In everything else, he just plays the same fucking character, except for The Irishman, where he was really good in that. Again, I enjoyed him in Heat. He's done good films, don't get me wrong, but personally, I don't think he's anything special. He doesn't that's just me.
Who we're talking about?
Al Pacino.
Oh, he's amazing. I like him.
Fair enough.
For certain
what
things,
you got to say about him, Chris?
For certain things, I like him.
Tell me, Chris.
Speaking, what do you want me to tell you? Like, he's okay, but I think he's really typecast though. Like, there are very few movies that are like what was it, The Scent of a Woman or something? I liked him in that one. Like, he was doing the blindo.
Scent of a Woman.
Yeah. Other than that, in most movies, he's playing a very specific type of character, and that kind of puts me off a bit.
The character he played in Devil's Advocate was awful.
Why did you have to remind me of this movie?
Yeah, Devil's Advocate, the one with Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
Like, I watched it, but you know, it's one of those movies that I've never watched twice.
Roberto, what you got to say about Al Pacino?
I agree with most of what Ginger said. I think he's a one-trick pony. He may have some hidden talent, but he wasted his career probably taking just the same role over and over again because he just... I mean, I saw him in The Recruit, which was kind of outside of that Al Pacino-ish role, and I mean, he was okay in that. But no, I think he's more of a one-trick pony. I agree with Ginge, believe it or not.
I'm glad you all agree, because this is why he's so low on my list. Okay, number 3 is the youngest person on this list, Leonardo DiCaprio. What have you got to say about him, Roberto?
Draw me like one of your French girls. I don't know. I don't actually watch a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio movies, believe it or not. I never saw Wolf of Wall Street. I saw Titanic back in the day.
Wow.
I never saw the one where he was out in the woods and he like fucked the
How
duck.
PG can you be?
Inception. You seen Inception?
How about Romeo and Juliet?
Oh,
That
I
was pretty
have
PG.
seen Inception. Don't even get me started on Inception. Inception is just, hey, let's confuse the audience so that they think it's a great movie. Like
It
Yeah,
was
that's
a good
Christopher
movie.
Nolan.
yeah, it's Christopher Nolan garbage. Is what it is.
You're garbage.
So anyway, but I mean, yeah, no, just move on from me. I haven't seen enough of him to know any of his range, but
Oh my god. Each week you never fail to disappoint me, Jason.
whatever. You and my girlfriend both, so
Oh man.
Christian. Oh,
Where to start? Like, okay, he's an amazing talent. Okay, like unquestionably.
so
Like,
amazing. It took him how long to win an award?
What does that have to do with anything? Gary Oldman
the
also hasn't won an Oscar until recently, if I'm not mistaken. And
Steven
if
Spielberg didn't win shit until Schindler's List, man. Come on.
yeah, shut up, Zam. I'm trying to speak here. Like ever since he was a child, he was making movies and he
I'm
was
supporting
making
you, for fuck's sake.
groundbreaking performances. If you have seen his old movies when he was actually a child, okay, so he's a very talented actor. Whatever awards mean nothing, okay, nothing. Like Marisa Tomei had an Oscar. Is she an incredible actress? By no means. By the way, why is she not in the list? She's Italian. Anyway, I think he's an amazing actor. I think he should have gotten.
stop!
Shut up,
stop.
Sam. I think he should have gotten an Oscar years ago. Both him and Gary Oldman, by the way. I love Gary Oldman. Like, I don't know where to start. Like, Gangs of New York, fucking awesome. I love this movie. Wolf of Wall Street, I liked it. I mean, it was crazy. It was pretty crazy. Loved it. The one with the bear, I haven't watched that one.
Revenant.
Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
Yeah, didn't he do a bear in that movie or something?
But
They did him.
every other movie that I've
One of the-
watched with him, it was good. He's consistently good actor, and also an activist for the rainforest and whatnot. So props to him. Yeah, I approve of this one listing.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat with Christine. Phenomenal actor, especially in his younger days. Like, he was something else. Basketball Stories is Basketball Diary. Sorry,
Diaries,
is
yeah.
still my
Diary.
favorite song of his.
And What's Eating
Yeah.
Gilbert Grape, and the
Fucking
other one with
amazing.
Meryl Streep. I don't remember
Yeah.
what the name of
I
the
can't
movie
remember
was.
it, but yeah.
Oh my god, he was
Amazing.
phenomenal.
Critters 3.
Amazing.
Don't forget Critters 3, man. Critters
He's
3,
one of those actors that, for the most part, picks his projects perfectly well. He rarely has a stinker of a film, and it's why, like, if I see Leonardo DiCaprio's in something, I'm gonna watch it. Except for The Revenant, but it's a genre I don't really care about. But other than that, yeah, I rate him a lot. Great actor.
Okay, number 2 is the one actor which I have little faith that Chris and Roberto will know, but I know Ginger would. Number 2 is Steve Buscemi. This guy is Mr. Pink in
Of course,
Reservoir
I know Mr.
Dogs.
Pink, you bitch. I love him.
When I said Steve Buscemi, you said Mr. Pink, but when I said Steve Buscemi, you went, huh? Anyway,
I
this
know
person
Steve
was
Buscemi,
also
you
one of
idiot.
my-
Are you
whatever.
kidding me?
Yeah,
He's
whatever.
playing Donnie in The Big Lebowski.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Shut the
fucking
fuck up, Donnie.
peasant.
Yeah.
Ah.
Fair enough. All right. Anyway, he was also in one of my favorite shows, a gangster show, which was one of the things that replaced The Sopranos for me, and that was Boardwalk Empire. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The last season was pretty shit, but he the guy is Italian American. He can play a gangster, or he can play a snitch, or you can play a fucking dickhead in fucking, or he could play a hitman in Reservoir Dogs. The guy can play pretty much anything, or he could play a murderous nutcase in Con Air. He can do it all. He's an excellent actor, very versatile. What do you have to say about Steve Buscemi, Christine?
I love him. He's a really good actor, really good person. It's one of these people that he can play whatever. He has played so many roles where he's the bad guy, and yet as a person he's just so gentle and so genuinely good that I don't know, he has an energy that I really like. And yeah, but I don't know what's to say about him. Like he's up there, you know. Done it.
Okay. Roberto.
I love Steve Buscemi. I probably said his name wrong, but I can't believe you thought I wouldn't know who Steve Buscemi is. Like,
sorry, with previous top fives, this is why I yield little faith for you two. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, because I had to look it up. I'm like, what are you talking about? I know who Steve Buscemi is. Are you talking about somebody different? Like, I didn't make sure. I'm like, wait a minute. Like,
look it up.
Steve Buscemi, who's in like all the movies, all the Adam Sandler movies. Which I'm not saying those are good movies at all. I'm just saying like that's the same guy, right? Like, we're not talking about some like obscure spelling of it.
Adam Sandler makes sense.
By the way.
All right, okay.
Anyway, I really like him. He's actually the definition of versatility as an actor. Like, he can be wormy, he can be badass, he can be like, you know, like everything. I believe it or not, I agree with Chris. He looks like such a gentle person, but then he can be like this crazy fucking, like, if I ever wanted to make a plot twist on something, like somebody to be a bad guy, I would hire Steve Buscemi, because he could probably make you believe that he is not the bad guy, and then at the end you're like, oh shit, he's really the bad guy. Like, but he would actually make you think that he's not, or he would make you think that he is, but he's not. You know, I feel like he's the definition of versatility. That's it.
I don't believe I'm saying this, but I also agree with Jason.
Holy shit.
Did hell freeze?
Oh, shut up. Steve Buscemi is, one of my favorite actors of all time. I fucking love the guy. He's phenomenal. And I agree with the other two morons that, in terms of versatility, he's right up there. I mean, just look at his performance in Monsters, Inc. It was amazing. And in everything else, Broadway Empire was one of his best performances. Fargo, he's so good in that. Con Air, obviously Reservoir Dogs, he was clearly the best thing in it. So love Buscemi, and top dude outside of Hollywood as well. Quick, number one.
If it's not
so
Niro,
like last week, number one's going to be kind of easy to guess. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You are fucking a genius, Chris.
Yeah, Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. Ginger, you start off. You can't.
First of all, the fact that you don't have Danny DeVito on this list is shocking, but moving on. Robert De Niro, I want to put him at number one because he pretty much plays the same type of character over and over. But that being said, there are some shows where he's shown amazing versatility. Joker, for one, my God, just a small cameo in that as a talk show host. His comedic timing was phenomenal. One of my favorite films of the 90s was Ronin, which he was in, and it's a great fucking film. But again, De Niro, I know he made some shit acting choices after like a certain period, and that I rate him. You know, I do like him. I wouldn't put him at the top, but I mean, his body of work.
Before I pass it on to others, I can just name out several films where they're all versatile as fuck. He's played Frankenstein's monster. Yeah, where
I love this movie. Yeah.
He's played a crazy guy in Cape Fear. You know, he's played an absolute pussy of a man in Mad Dog and Glory. You know, he's done all types of stuff. He's played a cop in Ronin. He's played a cop in fucking that film with that actor man. He plays like a bounty hunter. He plays a bounty hunter. Sorry, not a cop. But he's played a cop as well. He's played a good Italian man in The Bronx Tale. He's also played gangsters galore. He's been in Rocky and Bullwinkle. You know, he's done He's done so much versatility, so much a variety of different roles. He's way different to Al Pacino. The only thing I give Al Pacino is his role in fucking Dick Tracy as being anything remotely different, you know. But even that was still gangster, nevertheless.
Some of the stuff he's done,
like De Niro,
is so much.
Very versatile.
He's so versatile, Robert De Niro. He did everything. He can do anything.
He had comedy. He had played dramas. He can play gangster movies. He can play.
Hold on, Chris, stop interrupting me now. Yeah, Chris, whatever. That film with Robin Williams where he plays a guy who like with some sort of condition and he's just like a cabbage like that for a while before he comes to the show. Sorry?
Oh no,
Patch Adams, yeah. I could do anything, man.
Like that.
But you know what I mean. You know what I mean, though, with that film, yeah.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable, Robert.
Yeah.
Nothing this guy can't do. It's a shame he's not young.
So many shit. I forgot all the good stuff he's done.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Okay, Chris. You trying? What you got to say about Robert De Niro?
He's amazing. He has played so many different things. Like, okay, most people right away think of his gangster type roles and things like that. But
I'm off to go and eat. I'll catch you guys later.
Fuck you.
Take care, Ginge.
But he's played so many different things. He's played in comedies. He has played in dramas. He has played in action films. He has played in gangster films. Like, whatever you can imagine, he has done. Like,
he's been in kids' films.
What?
He's done kiddie movies as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's not something
Family
that he
films,
hasn't done and hasn't done well. Like, so yeah, I think that the spot is deserved. But again, no women, and two, I mean, Al Pacino is
that time,
it was
Chris,
in the list just for wait, let me finish. It was in the list
Okay.
just because of name recognition and nothing more. Because I can think of a ton more Italian actors that have a lot more.
Chris, this
chops.
is my list.
Yeah,
From what I know.
And since you're putting it out there, it means you're open to criticism. So I criticize it. Anyway, let's move on to Jason so he can.
So also, Chris, you say I don't put women, but the couple of times you haven't been on, like the two shows ago when you weren't on, I did a top 5 Scottish actors, and there was a woman on that list.
A
Wow.
woman.
There was a
Well,
woman.
5 actors.
Wow.
Well, how many fucking female Scottish actors can you fucking name?
I can't name male Scottish actors either.
Exactly. So shut the fuck up. Fucking hell, man. Jesus Christ.
But I can name women Italian actresses.
Yeah, well, these are the ones that appeal to me.
All right,
Savino did it,
Robert De Niro is the best movie he was ever in was Dirty Grandpa. So it's like a bag of dicks.
By the way, speaking of De Niro and the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, I have to say that because I have recently reread the book in its original language, and it's actually of all the shut the fuck up, Jason. Of all the movies, of all the Frankenstein movies that I have watched, it's the one that's closest. But still, I have to say this. Like, in the book, nowhere in the book is described how Frankenstein creates the monster. And all the movies are focused on the creation of the monster instead of what happens after. So, I don't know, man. I would like to see a movie that is actually more true to the book. Of course, it might be more boring. I don't know. Though I don't think it would because there's a lot of action going on. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say because I don't know. I just wanted to say that. Because it's been lagging me for years.
Zam, take us out.
Okay. You got nothing to say? You got nothing more to add, Roberto? Regarding
I said
really
his best movie is Dirty Grandpa. It's the best movie ever. I don't know. I mean, he's great. I don't know. That's it.
He's a I like him politically as well.
Yeah, I like him politically as well too.
You remember that? Do you remember when he was on CNN and he just used F-bombing about how fucked up Trump is?
He's
And
Robert fucking De Niro, man. He's
people.
gonna do whatever he wants. Yeah.
He was one of the few people to be laughing his ass off. Yeah, when Ricky Gervais was giving his speech at the Golden Globes. You know, that was beautiful. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Have a nice day. The show is ended. Don't forget to like and share this. We're a small channel where we want to get more exposure. So let everyone know we're the greatest of all motherfucking time. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
And tomorrow, tune in for a review of Dracula if Zam makes it.
Yes.
Yes.
I will be there. I'll be there. Blood sucking and all. Take care, everyone. Goodbye. Bye.